Hi everyone, video 12, the second week of our transcription study of the Tintoretto, Bacchus, Venus and Ariadne. So I think we've done the hardest part of this study, given that we've had to work from very limited resources, i.e. a small reproduction with quite inaccurate colour. So I think it's from what I've seen, everyone's done really well. This second week should be more exciting because I think this is an opportunity for us to really cut loose and try and reimagine this painting and these figures and the way that they're occupying space. It's also going to give us a chance to incorporate some of the earlier attributes that we were working on to do with lyrical abstraction, and those things would be surface, trashing, and so on. Now, this transcription here, I feel, is okay. I got a lot out of doing it, but now I want to make something that's based on that and is much more to do with my particular vocabulary of images and techniques. So that's the intention for this next week's work. Okay, now in terms of materials, once again, this is cartridge paper, 200 GSM. I've made a window. It's almost a square, but it's not. It's still a rectangle, 80 by 70 centimeters, which is the same as this one. I haven't prepared it by putting gesso or any ground other than just the paper, the raw paper, and I'm just going to paint straight onto that with acrylic. My favorite paint's grey. Now, I just want to start by doing couple of circles here. Now you can see that circle is disappearing spatially because it's getting, well, it's an ellipse actually, it's not a circle, but I've drawn it as an ellipse to indicate that it's moving back spatially into the distance that way. Now the next one I'm going to draw is just a plain circle. Okay, so there's no spatial movement implied there at all. The movement that this circle is indicating is lateral movement, all right, around the flat picture plane. Now, if we, I'll just move this camera, if we have a look at the Tintoretto, we can see those movements quite clearly. This movement here, the Venus character, is represented by the ellipse, or a movement, circular movement back spatially. And but she also joins the lateral movement, the circular movement, which is working across the picture plane. So you've got those two things. You've got the analogy is the Ferris wheel, and which is just lateral, and the merry-go-round, which is a spatial movement. Still looking to achieve a feeling of movement, starting really predominantly with lateral movement of the three figures, directional movement, and I really do not want in this painting to become tight and illustrative. It's very easy to do. And the other thing that I forgot to mention also is that what I'm working from now is my own transcription. So I'm no longer working from the original, from the Tintoretto. I'm working from my own version of that Tintoretto. And so this painting now will be twice removed, if you like, first removed, second removed. The more this painting progresses, you'll find that you'll be looking less and less at your transcription and more at what the mark making and what the shapes are offering you by way of imagery. And we're by no means sticking to the original imagery. You know, it's whatever comes up during the process that would inspire a reimagining of the first painting. That's what we're looking for. So remember, with our lyrical abstraction, we spoke about building the surface, not worrying too much about imagery, but just creating a surface to prepare the ground, if you like, for the emergence of shape and form and image. Very loose interpretation of the three figures at the moment. Just put them in and they will go. I will trash over the top of those, push them back into the picture space, and just keep working the surface. The thing that I want to really get rid of at the moment is the white paper coming through, so I'm hoping to obliterate that in the next 3 or 4 iterations. Don't be afraid to paint over things at this stage. You can always find and refine the imagery, and what I'm going for is to come up with some imagery that resonates for me, that speaks to me, and what that might be at this stage I don't know. I won't know until I actually see it. Okay, this is the first sort of stage. Important to not get discouraged at this early stage. You know, you may think, oh, it's a mess and what am I doing? Everyone goes through that, and remember that you're building a surface. You're not at this very early stage trying to create a finished painting. Trying to create a finished painting will get in the way of you achieving a recognition and a connection with the process. So you've got to really leave that idea at the door and be engaged in the process, be engaged in the battle, and enjoy the battle. All right, so you can see 3 vague figures there, and you know, the more I work with this, the more ideas are coming into my mind about figure possibilities, landscape possibilities, and possibly even narrative. But all that stuff has to happen organically. If you superimpose that, if your artistic intention is too strong, too willful, all of those wonderful things that happen, the gifting of imagery through the process, none of that will happen if you're too willful-minded when you're doing this. When you're doing this painting. So it's really, once again, enjoy and, you know, go along for the ride. See what the painting is offering you. This is a fairly watery naphtha crimson. It's quite a transparent colour, so you can see as I'm trashing the earlier layer, it is still allowing the layer to show through. And I'm getting secondary colours too, which is quite nice. For instance, as it goes over the ultramarine blue, I'm getting a really nice purple. So, you know, the advantage of these acrylic veils is that it builds the surface, it builds spaces within the picture, and it builds the colour harmony at the same time. Okay, so this is as far as I've got with the transcription of the transcription. Now, I'm going to stop it at this point. I'm reasonably happy with it, but I want to take it a lot further, and I'm not quite sure how. A painting like this would normally take me, you know, weeks rather than days. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to close off this session now just to get the video out so people can see you know, the general process that I'm involved in, or that you know, that I'm subjecting the original work to. This is much more expressionistic, which is the sort of genre that I predominantly work in. Now, in terms of the excuse me, layering that we talked about, you can see that that's happening there. There's multiple layers there already, and I am sort of excavating the painting and excavating the figures from those multiple layers. So our lyrical abstraction studies that we worked on in the last project are actually infiltrating this project. Okay, so, you know, we're in an attempt to make this painting real for today, for the way we paint today, for those of us that are still engaged and value painting and drawing. I certainly do. Okay.